बंदा महत
मैं फूल गुलाब का पत्नी फूलन की बास. These are few of the footages from my last ride on 26 Jan to Longewala. We did about 2,200 kilometers, maybe a little more than that, and we completed it in less than 4 days time. The ride was really amazing because of the roads, the locations that we went to, and I think the most important part was the company. If you have not yet seen the series that I did on Rajasthan, please click onto the links that I have given along with this particular video and watch Intercepting Rajasthan. From the ride, I was able to develop my riding skills thanks to all you senior riders, and on the other hand, I got to know my bike a bit more. Couple of days back, a friend of mine from school called me up and he wanted to know which bike he should go for. Should he buy the Bullet or the Interceptor? So this video is all about my personal opinions and observations. I am no engineer, so whatever you're going to hear it from a rider who has just done 12,000 kilometers and whatever I have learnt during this time. It would have been really nice if I could have shot this video while riding the bike, but it's locked down, so I have to be at home, and I hope you are also at home, right? So let's get down with the bike. When I went for the test drive for this bike, I actually didn't go for this bike, and I went to the showroom looking for a Bullet, but I saw a very smart looking bike coming out of the showroom going for a test drive. It had orange color. At that time I had no clue there was a bike which was just launched by Enfield called Interceptor. When I inquired, they said yes, that's a new bike that has come to the market, and I took the keys for a test drive, and a very funny thing happened. I was standing at a traffic light and right next to me was a Pulsar, and he was kind of raving, kind of challenged me to see who zips faster. The moment the light turned green and before the Pulsar guy could realize what happened, I was gone. This bike, Interceptor 650, has got such an amazing pickup. I mean, it's really crazy. I got onto a bike after maybe about 23-24 years. So all this while I was not riding a bike or two-wheeler for that matter. So when I got this bike, initial months I had real trouble. Interceptor dry weight is 215 kilos. It is way higher than Bullet. So when you buy it, you better be sure that your forearms and your biceps are really strong to be able to manage this bike. Talking about the weight, if this bike gets a puncture, then you had it. The 215 kilos of Interceptor comes with normal wheels. It does not have tubeless tires. So if by sheer bad luck you get a flat, what do? You can do what I did. I got Tyro-Seal. It's a simple gel that you put into your tube and you make your tires actually puncture proof. To get some more details on it, click onto the link that I've provided and you would see how it actually works and how you can get it done for your bike as well. Another important part is sitting upright. Now when I say sitting upright, I'm actually talking about this particular position. With the stock handle, it is not exactly possible, and when you go in for long rides, it is definitely not comfortable to have this kind of a position and ride for long hours. So what I did was I changed the handle. I got it from Art of Motorcycle, and this particular handle of mine is about 3 inches higher than the stock handle. Another alternate to that is you could put the handle risers, but with that you can actually rise it by about an inch, and that's it. Whereas the new handlebar actually has given me the extra height of 3 inches, and also the fact that the handle is slightly wider. The stock seat that comes along with the bike, it's more like a bench. It's straight, flat, and it's quite narrow. And when you're going in for long rides, you need something different. So for long rides, what we need is a comfortable seating where it is broad enough to accommodate our butt. We need little bit of a support over here for the lower back, and in case you have a tailbone problem, some kind of a support for that as well. There is a detailed video on this particular subject. I will give the link in the descriptor down below. Have a look at it and you'll get more details on it. Given that it's a 650cc engine, the average is quite nice. I get an average of about 27 to 28 kilometers to a liter when I'm on the highway, and mind it, I ride anything between 100 to 110 kilometers per hour. So at that speed I get it. The highest average that I ever got was 32 kilometers to a liter, and that particular day I was riding at an exact speed of 80, not even 85. I was riding at 80 for about good 25-30 kilometers on a straight road. That's the best that I have got, I'm sure. This is the most interesting part of the bike, besides the power and other things, that this is not a vibrator like the bullets and everything else. You saw a coffee mug right over here and the engine running. Nothing happened. There is absolutely no vibration. It also means that this bike drastically cuts down the fatigue level because there is no vibration, and when you're riding it, you don't feel the pain or anything else. You just simply cruise at a speed that you can maintain. As you would see, I have got 4 aux lamps. There are a lot of options that you can go for. The first and foremost options are the one that you get in Karol Bagh. In fact, when I had gone for the ride to Rajasthan, the lamps that I had were the Karol Bagh ones. One of them I had installed just before leaving for Rajasthan. Before I even got out of Delhi, one of the lights conked off. So that's the kind of a quality you get. So I did a lot of research online to get the right kind of a light aux lamp that's going to be sturdy and it's going to last long, and most importantly, if I can get a guarantee warranty kind of a stuff. So here are 2 options which you could consider. The first one, which I got it from Extreme, these are the 4 LED ones. I will give you the link for this, and also the one that I got from Mad Dogs. An important thing is, when you're installing these aux lamps, wherever you're installing, please ensure that they are properly insulated, which means you have a rubber mount right over here so that there is no short circuit in rain or because of water or anything of that sort. Okay, so always ensure that. The last point that I like to mention is Interceptor does come with 2 kinds of wind guards, the smaller one and slightly bigger one, but both of them are not functional. When you ride this bike at high speed, you tend to get the wind blast on your face. So what I did was I got the Himalayan windshield over here. This does the job very well, and I do recommend you going in for this kind of a stuff on your bike. So those are the few things that I have learned, observed, known about my bike over the last 1 year that I have been riding, and I hope you find this video useful while deciding upon the bike that you finally go for. Before I close, here is a tip for you. When you ride, you are riding for your own self. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Whether you are riding fast or you're riding slow, it doesn't make you a good or a bad rider. Speed that you're comfortable and your machine is comfortable is something that you should be doing. That is sensible riding. So long for now. Take care, stay safe, ride safe whenever you can.